Welcome to Dodgers Daily. I'm Casey Porter. I'm so glad that you decided to tune in. Hey, today we have a great show, with the playoffs right around the corner. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk about all the possibilities of the roster spots for the Dodgers in the playoffs. But before we get started, if you like this video, if you like this kind of content, go ahead and click that like button, leave a comment, tell all your friends about Dodgers Daily, and go ahead and share this video so we can keep providing you content like this in the future, because when you do that, that really helps Dodgers Daily. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into it. Let's talk about all of the candidates that might make the postseason roster for the Dodgers. I went ahead and put it on your screen as far as the guys that I think are slam dunks to make the roster. If you look at the pitchers, Yency Almonte, Tyler Anderson, Tony Gonzalez, Brusdar Graterol, Andrew Heaney, Clayton Kershaw, Chris Martin, Evan Phillips, Julio Urias, Alex Vesia, and Caleb Ferguson are the pitchers. I think when you look at the starters there, those are your slam dunk starters. And then when you look at your relievers, the Dodgers bullpen is closing in on 30 straight innings where, at least if you remove Hanser Alberto from the equation, they have not allowed an earned run in almost 30 innings. So the bullpen has been fantastic, and I listed all of the guys minus Tommy Kahnle that we're going to get to here in just a second that have contributed to that run of scoreless innings for the bullpen for the Dodgers. Your catchers are obvious. Will Smith, as you see on your screen, Austin Barnes, that's obvious. Your infielders are obvious with Freddie Freeman, Trey Turner, Justin Turner, and Gavin Lux. And your outfielders are obvious with Cody Bellinger, Mookie Betts, and Chris Taylor. You might be saying, well, hey, Trace Thompson's awesome, man. He is a guaranteed, and he probably is, but I put him on the probable just because he's not an everyday player. He's not an everyday starter. So I put Trace Thompson on the probables, and then Tommy Kahnle, he's probably a slam dunk too with that changeup. I got to see him quite a bit during his rehab in Oklahoma City. That changeup, I've said it a couple of times, when hitters are amped up in late leverage, high leverage situations in games, that changeup he throws is very, very effective because it just pulls the string on hitters when they have a little bit of extra juice and they're a little bit more amped up and they're waiting on that 96-mile-an-hour four-seam that he throws. So Tommy Kahnle, very effective in the late back half of games with that changeup. So I put him on the probables. I think he's probably a slam dunk to make it the way that he has been pitching lately, but he is just coming off the IL, so I put him on the probables. And Hanser Alberto, kind of like Trace Thompson, he's not an everyday player. So I didn't want to put a non-everyday player other than Austin Barnes. I think he's obvious. In a guaranteed situation, I put them on the probables, both Trace Thompson and Hanser Alberto, for that very reason, just simply because, they don't play every day. But I can't see any scenario that Hanser Alberto is not put on the roster. He is one of the most favorite teammates of everybody on the team. Everybody loves Hanser Alberto. He is a big part of the success to the Dodgers this year, even when he's not on the field. But I did put him on the probables just simply because he does not play every day, like I said in a minute. So that's 24 spots out of the 26, so that leaves two. That leaves two spots for a lot of guys like David Price and Craig Kimbrel and Ryan Pepio and Justin Brule and guys like that, Andre Jackson. So what we're going to do next is we're going to cover all the candidates that might fill those last two spots. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to it, and let's talk Dodgers baseball. It's been officially announced that Michael Grove's season is over, and he's been moved to the IL after getting hit on the leg last night with a line drive. And I'm covering Victor Gonzalez, at least I'm mentioning him, Victor Gonzalez. Out of due diligence, I got to bring his name up, but he is a long shot, no doubt about it, to say the least, considering that he did not log a single major league inning and was placed on a rehab assignment in Oklahoma City, and he's been there on rehab since mid-August. The Oklahoma City season is over now, so Victor Gonzalez is a very, very, very long shot, but I wanted to bring him up just in case you might have been wondering where he's at or what he's doing or what his chances are. You're looking at David Price. Price has been much better than I think most Dodgers fans give him credit for. He posted a 2.45 ERA on the year, a whip of just 1.17, an average against of just 2.42, and a 4-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Price should probably be in the probables, if not likely category, the way that he has performed. He has been very good as of late as well, going scoreless in his last 3 outings and 4 out of his last 5. I just wanted to put him in this category so I could just show you how good that he has been this year and explain it. His ERA in August was 1.50. His whip was just 0.50. His average against was just 0.86 in August, and his strikeout to walk ratio last month, or in August I should say, not last month, the calendar just flipped to October, but in August his strikeout to walk ratio was 4-1. So he has made a great case for making the postseason roster, if not likely that he should be almost a slam dunk. In fact, like I said, he should probably be in the probable category, if not slam dunk category, the way that he has pitched this year. But I put him on this list, like I said, just so I could explain his case just a little further. You were looking at Joey Gallo. Of course, this is when he was with the Yankees. Gallo will be an interesting decision to make for the Dodgers front office, and certainly a roll of the dice, because putting him in could mean a quarter of a mile worth of home runs in a game. But keep in mind, he struck out 28 times and 56 at-bats last month. So there's a lot of risk to reward to adding him. So do you add him hoping, like I said, that he hits a couple of home runs and that they're big home runs, but knowing that he might strike out 3 to 4 times in a game like he has a propensity to do? So a gamble there. But, you gave up Clayton Beeter, who was one of your big-time pitching prospects in the organization, and I can only imagine the front office did that to put Joey Gallo in the playoffs to hope that he hits a couple of home runs. So I think he has that going for him. So I will not be surprised either way what the club decides to do with Joey Gallo in the playoffs. Kevin Pillar may not have been a name that was at the front of your mind just simply because he suffered what was supposed to be a season-ending fractured shoulder about halfway through the season, but in typical Pillar fashion, he made it back sooner than expected. He was having a really good year before the injury happened. He was hitting .315 with an OPS over 1,000. When he got promoted to Los Angeles, he played only 3 games in LA with the Dodgers before he got injured. Then he played 6 games after he returned with AAA Oklahoma City. He hit .319 in those 6 games. His OPS was .804 when he returned. So he played great all year before the injury, after the injury. And if you remember, Pillar's last full season was in 2020, where he hit .288 with an OPS of .798. Now, he did play last year in 2021, but if you remember, he got hit in the face with a fastball. I'm not going to cover that. I just wanted to mention that happened, and that's why his last full season was 2020, where he had a very good year, .288, .798 in 2020. He's a proven veteran. He has proven that he has played very well as of late in 2020 in his last full season in the major leagues. So, and he is back. He's a great player. He's readily available. So it'll be very interesting to see what the Dodgers do with him in the playoffs. I do think the Dodgers will carry 4 outfielders, so that 4th spot will come down to Kevin Pillar and Trace Thompson. Justin Brule posted a 3.80 ERA in 23.2 Major League innings. You're looking at him right now on your screen. He also posted a whip of 1.18, and he is left-handed, the young man from Petaluma, California. And remember that clubs can reset their rosters between series, so even if Brule doesn't make the first roster in the postseason, I think somewhere along the way, the matchups are going to look good for him, and he will have a good chance to make a roster in the playoffs. And, he's shown in the major leagues at the major league level that he can perform and have success. And I think being left-handed, like I said just a minute ago, I think there will be some matchups that the Dodgers like that give him a chance to make a postseason roster. Andre Jackson has had some rough patches this year, but has really worked at getting back to the top of his game, and he's pitching well. I know he gave up a couple of runs in the top of the 9th inning in Sunday's game, but his changeup has been very good. And he had not given up a run in his 3 outings with LA until Sunday, when he gave up the 2, like I was talking about, in the top of the 9th. Jackson has an ERA with Los Angeles of 1.86, which is very good, an average against of 2.43, which is good, a whip of 1.54, and a strikeout to walk ratio a little over 2-1. I'm going to be real about this, and I love Andre Jackson, but having logged just 9.2 Major League innings this year and having never pitched in a postseason setting, it would be a leap of faith to put him in high-leverage postseason settings. But he's pitching well, and I know the organization has a lot of confidence in his abilities. They're happy where he's at right now. So we will see about Andre Jackson. Oh, boy, here we go. Craig Kimbrel, the hot-button topic as of lately. He is removed out of the closer's role, and he has posted great numbers since. In his last 4 outings, he has not given up a run, and he has given up just 1 hit in those 4 outings. His ERA in September for the whole month was just 3.18. His whip was just 0.79, and his average against was just 1.18. I'll bet you did not realize that his numbers were that good last month in September. But having said that, he's taken a lot of fire from the Dodgers fans. He was removed from the closer's role for a good reason, but the numbers would suggest that his performance has been very, very good in the last month or so, and it makes a case for him to make the postseason roster alongside one of the others listed that I have talked about so far, or getting ready to talk about in this podcast, especially considering the experience that he brings with him. And I know a lot of people say, well, experience is what have you done in the past? What are you going to do for me in the future? I know all that, but I tell you what, there's nothing better than a track record to go on. And in my opinion, you just simply cannot throw away the experience that Craig Kimbrel has, and you certainly can't throw away the type of September that he's had. Although that he has blown some saves, he is removed from the closer's role, and like I said, for good reason. And although he has taken a lot of fire from Dodgers fans, and again, for good reason at times, his numbers in September have been good. He has gone scoreless in 4 in a row, and I think he has made a case to make the postseason roster in a role other than closer. Miguel Vargas is a fan favorite after winning the Branch Rickey Player of the Year award last year in the minor leagues for the Dodgers, and after winning the AA Central hitting crown last year, he backed that up this year by hitting .304 in AAA Oklahoma City. His OPS was .915. Vargas also hit his first big league home run last weekend that you're seeing right here, and has 5 RBIs in his last 4 games, but while he appears like he might be settling in a bit, the facts are that he's only hitting .178 with an OPS of .458 during his stint in the major leagues, and he doesn't have a defined defensive position, which I think is a big-time sticker right there for Miguel Vargas. And we put all those factors together, it makes Vargas, in my opinion, a long shot to make the postseason roster, but please don't take that as a slight to his abilities in any way. I've had a chance to see him a lot last year in Tulsa, then this year in Oklahoma City. He is a wonderful young player, a fantastic young player with a great hit tool. He promises to be a very productive major leaguer, but just simply when crunching the numbers, in my opinion, it looks like he's maybe a year away. But with his kind of hit tool, I wouldn't be surprised with any scenario that the Dodgers front office put in front of us, and that took place. So there you have it, Miguel Vargas. There's my opinion on him. James Outman's another fan favorite, and for great reason. He was one of the best players in the minor leagues this year, and he performed very, very well, as you're seeing here in his short stint with LA. This was his very first major league at bat. He hit a home run. Outman in the minors this year, he had .294 with an OPS of .978. He had 31 home runs. He also hit .462 with an OPS of .1409 in his short stint in the major league. So he proved that he is more than capable of handling the moment and rising to the occasion. He is just simply a great combination of athletic ability and power, and he is going to have a very, very, very productive major league career. But Dodgers fans are just left to assume that he's not part of the postseason plans just simply because he never got called back up at the end of the season after he came up and then got sent back down. I've seen this guy play a bunch, so don't get me wrong. I'd love to see James Outman promoted for the playoffs. I would be all for it because I have that much confidence in his game. The guy is awesome. He's awesome to watch. But like I said, you have to think he would have been auditioned in the last couple of weeks with the Dodgers if he was going to get brought up for the playoffs. So one can hope, though, and I certainly hope that James Outman does get his shot. Edwin Rios hit .259 with an OPS of .831 and hit 9 home runs in 189 AAA at-bats this year. He is listed as a designated hitter on the Oklahoma City roster, and if he were to be included on a postseason roster, I just don't see any way that he plays any defense. I don't see any way he does anything other than DH or come in and pinch hit, but I learned a long time ago to never use the word never, so I'll leave that in the highly improbable category for Edwin Rios. So there you have it. There are my thoughts on the possibilities of the playoff roster spots in 2022 for the playoffs. And don't you know, with the Dodgers setting a single season record in wins here this year, that the front office, for them, it is World Series championship or bust. So they'll be coming over all the decisions, all the data, all the analytics to make sure that they put the Dodgers in the best possible situation to win the World Series in 2022. I'm so glad that you decided to tune in, and I hope that you tune in to Dodgers Daily tomorrow. I also hope that you visit DodgersDaily.net or visit Dodgers Daily on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. And I also hope that you become a subscriber to the Dodgers Daily podcast. And if you like this video, just a reminder, go ahead and click that like button, leave a comment, tell all your friends about Dodgers Daily, and share this video. That really helps us grow, and it helps us provide you content like this in the future. As always, thanks for tuning in, and go Dodgers!